What's up, Lego Master? How you doing today? Hey, what's up? Zenova TTV. Supreme Diaz says first, fourth. Yo, yo. What's up, everybody? What's up, Braxman? Yarbongo. Hello, Greeky Floorboards. Long time, first time. Thought I'd get started a little early today since I got started so late yesterday. I think we'll, oh, Schindler's Fist, thank you. Plumbers replace an entire drain line. Ah, shit. How much is that going to cost you? I did that once. Probably do Boltgun today. With or without Mark. Oh, no, Mark is here. We'll do it with... There we go. All right, cool. In that case... the video game. I played that with Millie when she was a kid. Okay. Ask Eric about Jubbins. I will forget to do that. And if I did, he'd go, oh man, Jubbins. And then I wouldn't really get anything out of it. So. See if I remember how to play. Shoot bad guys, right? Is that what we're doing? Let's see. Case. I watched, I don't know if it's going to be content or not. I don't think it is, but Andrew recommended I watch a movie last night from our summer movie list, Fight or Flight. Josh Hartnett movie. So I did. You guys seen that movie? That was awesome. Just absolutely stupid in all the best ways. This fucking bitch. Alright. What was that about? Slow moving. Ah! Jump scare. Little bitch. Scared the shit out of me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You should watch The Core. My wife's from Turkey. Can you tell her how much you enjoyed your trip there? I enjoyed my trip there so much. Throwback. And your wife. Turkey was... God, I'm having trouble remembering the name of the... I mean, obviously I went to Istanbul and spent some time there, but I went to a little beach town right at the northwestern tip of the Turkish Riviera. And I can't remember the name of the town, but it was great. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Istanbul's amazing. I'd love to go back. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful, phenomenal architecture, incredible people. Just loved every second of it. Genuinely. Absolutely the best. Greece was cool too, but I think I liked Istanbul. I like Turkey more. And just like awesome to be able to spend so much time in an area so steeped with history and mystery. Sorry, I'm just looking for secrets. Oh, no, you don't. Nothing up here? Nothing back here? Okay. If you say so. Now, I wonder if there's no... Is there a map? Yeah, so it's that way. So let's go... But I'm going that way. Let's go this way. Did I jump down to do that? How do I get up there? Yeah, see, there's a secret up there. Oh, I threw a grenade. Didn't mean to do that. Dummy. Wrong button. Nope, did it again. Left bumper. I don't seem to be able to do it. Okay. Well, that didn't really do what I wanted it to. Alright, let me see if I can... There we go. Oh, shit. Not looking so good in here. Thank you, my Zax. Well, you have to say. Mark the Frog has to tell you what Boltgun is. It's his game. So, oh, you went to the Agnostic Front game last night. Vinny Stigma patted me on the head and gave me a pick, and Danny Lamagna gave Drumhead. And that's awesome, man. That's great. These kind of old school FPSs always give me a small amount of motion sickness. I hear you. Is there going to be a Boltgun 2 next year? I guess I will. I think I'm going to die here, but... Alright. Oh, hello. Don't mind if I do. Let's go ahead and save. So Wendy's made a mistake this morning with my breakfast order. They forgot to give a large black coffee. Instead gave me a large hot cup of acetone with burnt gear oil. Oh, Mark. Oh, Mark. So now what I was trying to do is to go backwards. Am I out of this? No, I got very little ammo. Okay. So I could go this way. Make sure there's not any other hidden secret shit. Where did I come out of? Over here. Yeah, right. And then there was this, which is where I went to there. Okay. Just making sure I'm not missing anything here. Off we go. Okay. Pretty easy. MBD. How did I miss? Huh, that was weird. Okay. Alright. Okay, alright. Weird that I would get a phone call. But okay. I'm gonna assume that's spam. Do you remember when your phone used to just be a vehicle for people to contact you that you knew? It's just accepted now that the calling portion of my phone, when my phone rings, there's a 95% chance it's going to be someone trying to scam me. And we just, nobody's happy about it, but it's just the way we all live now. And we're like, okay, well, I shouldn't have done that. Got a funnel. See if they left a message. How do you get the messages anymore? Well. Calling about your car's extended warranty. Only downside of the show last night is the singer for Naysayer stage dove directly onto my head. Yeah, they must still be getting scams, or the effort is very minimal because they do it even though 99% of the people probably don't answer. Yeah, it's like they only do it because it works, right? They only do it because it works. I know, but I actually want to know, are the Soriatis more divinely powered? Oh, this is 40K talk. My dad almost got scammed last year because of a fake UPS scam. I downloaded Discord. I know Mark has dropped the link a lot, but can I get the Discord link? Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what it is. Probably in regulatreon.com if somebody doesn't have it handy here. Oh, the counter scammers? Yeah. I'm with you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Secrets. I've only found one, I believe. Pretty overcast day. Secret 2. The munitions boon. Lock and load. Uh-oh, we're cogitating. Oh, shit. Heresy inbound. Can I just stay up here and fight people up here? Probably not. Probably gonna make me go down there. So as long as we stay up here, we're good. We can't do shit to us. Okay, we'll hang out here for a while. Good morning, Twitcher. They're sending people fake Easy Pass text saying if you don't pay your Easy Pass, you'll lose your life. Yeah, we get that in Texas too. Yeah. By and large, no, but every now and then there's enough to make a noticeable effect, says Mark. That's another one, door to door. I can't remember the last time I opened the door for a stranger. I don't know. Most of the door-to-door people are just trying to sell me Google Internet or AT&T Internet, and I'll be like, I already have AT&T Internet, and they'll be like, I bet I get you a better deal, and it's like, but I already have AT&T Internet. You got me the deal last time. Or they're trying to sell water softeners for my house. And I'm like, I don't own this house. I need no water softener. Or magazines. Or Gary from down the street just used us to get as a pest service. And he recommended you. And I'd be like, I don't know who Gary is. We're not friends. And I already have a pest service. And they'd be like, well, Gary really likes us. As if Gary is the arbiter of local pest control quality. The Spectrum and AT&T people in Target and Walmart are fucking rough. Yeah, and I feel bad. Once again, I know these people just trying to make money, you know, trying to feed themselves. But yeah. The fuck Gary. That AT&T one's rough because it's like, I have AT&T, and they're like, yeah, but let me take a look and maybe I get you a better deal. And it's like, I've been an AT&T customer for like 20 fucking years. I used to work for AT&T. I bet I'd rather not go over my AT&T subscription with a complete stranger in a fucking Target when all I'm trying to do is buy a nutcracker for Christmas. The worst is when you get into a car accident and all the personal injury lawyers calling and stuff. I have a funny story about that, Cody. This is, probably close to 18 years ago now. I've never been in an accident like that, but I started getting letters in the mail. I started getting advertisements in the mail from lawyers in San Antonio that were like, if you haven't hired anybody for your upcoming case, well, we can represent you. And I just kept going like, what the fuck? So eventually I got like 5 in a row and I kept throwing them away. And on like the 5th one, I thought, what is going on? So I called one of them, and that was when I found out that my identity had been stolen and somebody had used my ID in a car theft bust, and I was wanted for Grand Theft Auto in Bexar County. And I had to go through and prove it wasn't me, and I had to have a letter from the judge or some local officiant that I carried in my wallet with me at all times, and I had to use it like twice when I got pulled over by cops. And then I had to give them a password that I had worked out with TxDOT or whoever it was, and for like, that was also how I ended up having to get secondary screening at the airport for a very long time. And then eventually, after about 10 years, it went away. But it really fucking sucked. And if I hadn't called one of those lawyers and found out, God knows what would have happened. That's never happened to me. Well, did anybody ever break into your house and steal your driver's license and your birth certificate? Because if not, it probably wouldn't happen. But that did happen to me, unfortunately. I was getting calls from realtors wanting to work with me. Yeah. I get a lot of like, because I've owned a couple of houses, I get a ton of like cold calls about selling my house or putting a new roof on my house at a property I no longer live at. And I just constantly tell people, I don't own a home. I don't own a home. And it's a great way to get them off the phone, but it's also true. Where are you just fucking spawning up my ass from? I could just sit here and let them all come to me, I guess. Who's that over there firing at me? Who's shooting from a long way away? You? No more of you. I don't like that. You? No more of you. I don't like you either. All right, let's see what else we got going on over here. There we go. Jesus. This asshole's difficult. There's no drop. Oh, no, you don't. Where? Where did you... I'm really going to need some health here at some point. We're not going to make it out of this. Oh boy. That doesn't bode well. This is the blood room. Oh no. Oh, that's it. Okay. Let's see where we last saved at. Oh, cool. We'll hang out here for a second. Happy birthday, whoever. Oh, Doom Guy. Happy birthday, Doom Guy. How old are you? How young are you? I wish there was some kind of universal record set out when someone dies. Yeah, I hear you. I worked as a census collector a couple of years ago. We got government-issued phones to use and were instructed that if we received any solicitation calls to answer and tell them that it was a crime to solicit a government line and to immediately remove the number from their lists. It usually shut them up. No one owns their own personal data anymore. Well, that's true. All right, let's do what we were doing, but just not get shot a bunch. I like the idea of funneling everybody through here, so I don't have to fight them out in the open. I just gotta not be stupid. Like that. Yeah, she can't come in the door. She's scared of doors. She's a door coward. Come here, door coward. What, you scared of the door? Scared of a door jam? Should have been scared of bullets. Far more dangerous than the door. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. We'll just sit here and we'll slowly funnel all the little assholes right to us. Next thing you're going to tell me, my name isn't Geeky or Greeky. I love how Geoff can enjoy the game regardless of how much lore he does or doesn't happen to know. Yeah. Doesn't change the gameplay. Plus, like, if you've got an imagination, you make up your own lore. Is there anybody over there? I was about to say, I know I killed, last time I killed a couple thousand more dudes than this before I eventually succumbed to my injuries. So I'm going to assume But there's a hell of a lot more out there for me to find and fight. Let's do this. Trigger them. They'll fucking spawn up my ass. They'll spawn anywhere but in this room. Oh, there you go. There's you again. You're dead. You're dead. Say goodbye, exalted flamer. There you are. This thing has no drop on it. You expect this plasma to drop, but it doesn't. Boop. Which spawns more assholes. Interesting. This is great. This is great to know. Am I on fire or anything? No. Guys, this is an awesome room. This is the best room in the world if you know what you're doing. This is the best room since that room the Bengals sang about. Where you get to make out with Susanna Hoffs. Ah! It's like he was shot in on a fucking bullet. Anybody else? Yes. Plasma drop in 40K just depends on the author writing the book that day. That's funny. I wonder how many authors there have been in the 40K universe. I bet there's been 1 million books, I'd assume, right? A lot of 40K books. How many 40K books have you read, Mark? The 40K lore varies vastly depending on the writers. The Black Library is deep. Also, Warhammer Fantasy books. See, I love this. I love how deep this Warhammer world is. For the true fans. Damn. Couldn't reload fast enough. Came inside. Luckily, I had a barrel waiting for him. Did you hear the panic I said he came inside with? I was genuinely nervous. Ah, fuck. No bullets. Oops. Should not have done that. There we go. Geoff was worried he was going to get pregnant. Oh. Yeah. I've read over 50 Warhammer Fantasy 40K AOS books. What is AOS? Listen to the audiobooks. Gotta go back to work. Gotta bake some cookies and throw together some cheesecakes. Hell yeah, Regulation Randy. That sounds like a way better time than hanging out with us assholes. Cheesecake. God damn. Could you imagine working in cheesecake? I'd be dead in 6 months. I've not watched Shrinking now. It didn't look good to me. AOS is the sequel franchise from the old world fantasy setting. What does AOS stand for? A similar thing with me. I started as a nickname from Swim Team. Yeah, they uncannoned all those, what, Timothy Zahn books or whatever. C-Rob, it sucked. I watched the horror game VOD and it was really fun. Thank you for the stream. Thank you. Fucking flamer, man. Fucking die. Back in our hide room for a second. I've killed many creatures today. Now one more. Okay. Let's go downstairs. See what's doing. So much health. It was waiting for me down here. Would have been just fine out amongst the people. But that's okay. Alright, I don't see any secrets or anything. Unless I missed something obvious. Huh. So I still have an enemy to kill somewhere? Am I going back the way I came? Seems like the bye-bye spot, huh? Must be one asshole running around somewhere waiting to die. Navigation subroutine failed. Adjust route. Okay. Door. Yeah, but I tried to go to a door earlier and it seemed pretty locked. The Emperor's chosen or never lost. Try this fucking door again, I guess. I'm so full on my contempt. I want to go. This way? What do you think? Follow the putrid sin of heresy. I'm trying. All right. Well, I got an arrow and I got a direction now. Ah. Oh, I missed this. Missing key. Not no more. Ah, shit. Back in the hide room. Shotgun. Alright. Let's fuck this bitch up. Where'd you go? Oops. Didn't do myself any favors there. Okay. I don't find shit for secrets around here so far. 2, I think. Ah, Christ. Asshole town. Fuck. I had to hit left bumper to run through him. And I did it. Oof. Oof. Little shit's hitting a little fan here. Not too bad. Luckily, I have all the health on Earth behind me. And in front of me, it seems. Going back and found some big boy health. In here? No. All right. Today's gonna be a good day. Today's gonna be a really good day. I already got Saw Right. Next week's Saw Right edited and turned in. I already recorded the extra Saw Right I needed to do this week. I got most of the bank stuff done. I do have to go to the bank today. Hopefully for the last time. For a little bit. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. That's it. Today's gonna be... I gotta wrap a lot of Christmas presents today. That's what I gotta do. Get ready for the holidays. As the present wrapper of the family, it's a lot of responsibility. But what are you gonna do? I wrap the presents. Emily makes the beautiful bows. It's a pretty solid arrangement we have. Ow! Bonk my head. Okay. That's all that was in here? What's your favorite past show or series you've worked on? Is that for me? Do you use left shift key or right shift key more regularly? Left shift. I don't ever use right shift. Favorite show or series I've worked on? That's hard to pick, but I feel like I've answered it in the past, so I'll try to be consistent with that answer. Also, as I get further and further away from that stuff, it, you know, I don't know, it just feels further away from my memory. Hard to evaluate, but I think the most fun I had in Rooster Teeth, and the thing I was the most proud of, was producing the 2 seasons of Survive Block Island. It was a perfect mix of machinima and making a game within a game and live action filming reality. It was a reality TV show that was real, you know. It was, I think, the perfect marriage of everything that we did, and I thought we pulled it off pretty flawlessly. So I think, yeah. I mean, we definitely did bigger productions, right? Like, obviously, it was cool to be a part of, to create. It was cool to create and then see my creation made in Haunter, and to have, like, be able to make, like, $1 million show and have it succeed. That was cool. But, and then, of course, you know, Achievement Hunter and Red vs. Blue and all the stuff that I made. Fuckface, Regulation. But it was really fucking cool. It was really fucking cool. Just really fucking cool to see Survive Block Island. It was also nice because I wasn't in it. It's one of the few things I made that I wasn't a host of, you know, or a participant in, and to just produce it and be completely and totally behind the scenes. I also got to be a camera operator, which is something that I always loved to do, but was never really the best use of my time or skills, you know. Wasn't the best camera op in the world. Wasn't the worst or anything either, but usually I was busy hosting or producing in some other way, you know. But in this show, since Trevor was the host and Will was the director. I got to be the producer and a camera op, and that was way more fun than I ever thought it would be. It was a learning experience. Just learning how much I liked that thing. I didn't know I would. So I guess that's my answer. My honest answer. RT's hella dead. No, Bernie brought it back. I don't know what it is, but it's back. Survive Block Island in the Archive of Pimps. I never watched it, so I wasn't watching RT stuff at the time. I don't know. I don't know if it is. Probably. I would assume so. I certainly assume so. But I've never been to the Archive of Pimps, so I don't know. I'm the last person who's going to go back and watch old Rooster Teeth content. Making it was enough for me. What can I do over here? Nothing. Key. Oh, shit. Boo! All right. Making our way downtown. I wish I could figure out how to get... Ah, well, doesn't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. Okay, so the game wants me to go that way. Let's see about that. Yeah, I guess I will. Feels like I've already been all this shit. Okay. Where does this go? Huh. Haunter in the caves was so surreal. You had all gone down to do a Ouija board, and I could hear you walking back to the big open cave with where I had taken some shots, so I had to hide in part of the cave for nearly an hour. I wasn't sure you were still rolling. You were there, Tom? That was a fun shoot. Scary. That was one of the scaredest I've been. I had to do a bit where I had to walk all the way back to the back of the cave with a candle light and no other way, and I was supposed to be back there by myself. And that scared the utter shit out of me. But it was fun to do. It's fun to be scared, you know? Oh, hello. Lady, you better fuck off. God damn. You too? Come here. Shit. Okay. Fucking... Oh, no, you don't. Whoa, what's going on down here? Man, this area is just a fucking maze. I can't tell what I've been to and what I haven't at all. What is going on here? Where did this come from? Is somebody down there? Yep. Ah, fucking stupid. I don't like you. Oh, fuck. Ah, fuck. Okay. Easy peasy. Yep. There's another one. Okay. I feel like I need to go back through the whole level just to make sure I killed everybody. Okay. Oh, see? It's never fucking over. Oh, Christ, I'm trapped in. That's not room to be trapped in. Bonk. Alright. 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 Nope. Okay. Ah, shit. This dude sucks. Where the fuck did you come from? How am I almost dead? Man, I damn sure don't want to die. Give me that health, huh? Man, let's get the fuck away from this dude. Get some health. Alright, 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 alright. Where the fuck did he go? There he is. Alright, don't want this gun. More than a shotgun for this guy. Okay. He had a friend. There's always more than... Fucking assholes. Jesus H. Christ. We are almost dead again. How did I didn't need that. Didn't like that. Not looking to die. Okay. remember about that left bumper, eh? We'll pick an... what is with the just fucking randomly ass spawning? Okay. We got a couple of health packs down here. This is a good spot to defend ourselves. There's a lot of... Yep. Ow. Okay. Whole lot of enemies. God damn, guys. Jesus H. Fucking Christ, man. Anybody coming up my ass? No. Dickhead. Dickhead. Okay. Let's see if there's any dickheads back here. Okay. Nope. Someone please tell me you clipped Geoff saying, is anyone coming up my ass? Okay. Well, I'd like to. I'd fucking like to. Bye. That's what I'm talking about. Where the fuck are you coming? Just coming right up my ass. Some Call of Duty World at War shit spawning behind me in a fucking room. Makes no sense. Ow. See? Mm-hmm. See what I mean? Right up my ass. pile of goo. There's piles and piles of goo. Okay. Normal Friday stream next week? I don't know. I won't be around next Friday, so I'm not sure about the rest of the guys. That is a great question, though. A legitimately good question. I don't know the answer, unfortunately. Okay, so we can leave now. But the question becomes, should we leave now? Have we killed everybody? Nope. Okay. See what the future holds for us. Another door in another room. All right, let's see. How do we do? 99% kills. 2 secrets. Do you believe in ghosts? Obviously. That's why I had a ghost hunting show. Good morning. It's my day off, so I can actually watch instead of listen. Hell yeah, and say no, Dad. If you want to get real nitty-gritty and get into the deep lore about nothing, you got to listen to Fuckface First, which is the original name of Regulation before RT shut down Toy Chest. That's correct, C-Rob. We did 206 or 207 episodes of the Fuckface podcast. Then Rooster Teeth went under. We bought the rights to the Fuckface podcast, rebranded it the Regulation podcast, and started over again. We are now on episode 83, I think. Albert wants to hang out. Yeah, Fuckface was split into seasons and volumes, and I guess Regulation is 2, technically. 83 episode 83 today, so yeah, about 300 episodes of the podcast, all total, between the two names. 290, I guess. So did you know Rahul's the main character for this game? I did. Somebody mentioned that to me the other day. Very cool. I always liked Rahul a lot. The grav cannon uses an enemy's mass against them. Okay. And, oh yeah, day 14 of the Advent. That's true. We're about an hour in. Let's see how far we get with this level. Day 14 of the Advent. That is 100% true. What was today's video? If anybody wouldn't mind sharing with me. Lots to explore in these games, huh? Yeah. It's a shame you can't hit that left bumper attack in the air and shoot across the map. Be cool if you could. Be cool if you could. All right. What do we have up here? All right. Here's where we need the key. Better go find it. Hello, key. There's what we need. A key. Door. Cool statue. Mark, who's this guy? Who's the guy in the statue? Do you know? There's no plaque. You recognize this dude? Big sword? I feel like there's got to be some secrets back here somewhere if I keep poking around. This is back to the beginning of the map, right? Where I came in, I assume. Yeah, probably. Right, we're just over there. I've done all that, done all that. Here's the statue. Mark hasn't told me who it is yet. Maybe we'll never know. Dead. Ooh, what's back here? The way we're going. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'd rather go the way we're not going for a minute. Right, came from there. Just down here a ways. This is something. Okay. And it's a secret. Found our Kraken Boltgun magazine. Thank you. Alright. Now we go. Good on that. Already went down there. There's nothing. Okay. Okay. The dude is a visual representation of what the folks who live in the Imperium believe what Space Marines are and what they represent. No actual individual, but an idea. The thing I like about Mark is he's either telling the truth, which is cool, or he's really good at making shit up on the fly, which is maybe even cooler. So either way, it's awesome. Okay. These fucking Destiny witches suck. I'm not into them. This way? Okay. This way then. God, this looks like a lot of people. There we go. Well, I feel like I just... Ah! Let's say I feel like I skipped a lot there. Should probably go back and figure that out. It's probably up here. And then... There we go. Is that where that was? Okay. Is it like a no floor room? If I go down, do I fucking die? Yeah, it certainly looks like it, right? Probably won't screw around here too much then. Just get the fuck out of here. Okay. Okay. Easy peasy. The Imperium of Mankind is a dogmatic, monotheistic, fascist, xenophobic, dystopian horror show that treats individual human life as a commodity at best, but it's also one of the only things keeping humans as a species from utter galactic extinction. Well, there you go. Pretty sure I'm missing some secrets in this room, but I guess I don't care. I can use a guide and come back at some point. Key. Uh-oh. Colors went wonky. That's probably not a good sign. Kill a lot of dudes, I think. The door's still red. That's unfortunate. Follow the sound of heresy. Hello, heresy. Wait. Heresy, I'm following your sounds. Oh, this fucking guy. Fuck yeah. Ah, bitch. I'll be taking that health, thank you. Let's see what I'm fucking shooting. Ah! Just right on my ass. Oof, I almost fell off the scaffolding there. That'd have probably been pretty bad. I'm gonna guess. I don't know if I've been in this room. Oh, hello. Ah! Oh, yeah, fucking friend. They've always got a friend. Did he not die? He didn't die. Oh, but I did. I died. Alright, let's try that again. Oh, right here. Perfect. Great save. Let's go find some health, though. And there we go. Is he healing himself? He did, right? That son of a bitch healed. Oh. Where the fuck did I fall to? Holy shit. Alright, well, we found some health. That's nice. That's nice. Where are we supposed to go? That way. There you are. Okay. He's dead. Something heresy. I think now we're... Okay. Secrets. Hang out here in the secret. Oh. Goodness. Are you and Millie both only children? Yes, I'm an only child. Millie is an only child. Why do you ask? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Patch shirt finally came in. Now I need more patches. We have more coming out in January. We haven't announced them, even talked about it on camera yet, but we, rest assured, we will have a new 3-pack in January with 3 new patches. I think I've already ordered them, so we've just been trying to get through all the Christmas stuff before we start talking about it, but yeah. There'll be another patch 3-pack real soon. Relatively safe in this room. How do you feel about being an only child? It's all I've ever known. I feel fine about it. I mean, controller's been disconnected. I mean, I've never had a sibling, so I don't really know what that would be like. But I'm very happy to be an only child. Does anyone know where to get similar sized patches anywhere good? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think it's a pretty standard sized patch, though. Having a sibling is like splitting rations amongst two people. I will say, I like how much Emily and her sister like each other. And it'd be cool to have somebody in my life that, you know, like that. But I don't think I'm missing or lacking because of it. Jesus. Not good. Dead. The thing with Millie is that when I wanted to have a kid, I realized I wanted to have kids. I thought I wanted a bunch. I thought I wanted 3 kids. And I operated on the idea that I wanted 3 kids. And then I had Millie, and she was everything. She was enough, you know? I didn't want a second or a third kid because of Millie. That's not to say, like, I didn't like being a parent, and I was like, 1 is enough. It wasn't like that, but it was like, wow, 1 is enough. Like, I have so much love to give this one. And I overthink things all the time, and I definitely got caught in my head a few times thinking, like, this kid's perfect. I hit the lottery. I have a wonderful, healthy, beautiful, amazing child. Would I be this lucky the second time? And if I am, like, I already like Millie so much, I can't imagine. I don't want to like somebody else more or as much as Millie, if that makes sense. And I don't want to find out I don't like the other kid as much as Millie. You know what I mean? I don't care what anybody says. Parents play favorites. And I don't want to play favorites. I don't want to like somebody less than Millie or more than Millie. And I'm sure it would be different and it'd all be the same and yada, yada, yada. But I don't know, man. I just felt complete as her father. Maybe that's just because I'm an only child. That's all I know, but the thing about 1, though, is it's not finite. You could love another one and still love Millie the same amount. Maybe. Probably. I don't know. I was just happy with her. You know? Like, she was enough. Like, I'm sure I would love another kid, and another kid would be awesome and a different way and all that stuff, but I don't know, man. I'm so fucking happy. I'm so happy and completed by being a parent to the first kid. I don't feel a need to do it again. Also, with 1 kid, you know, I have a finite amount of resources and money. Now, this is just purely pragmatic, but I have a finite amount of money and resources that I can throw towards a child, and I am able to provide everything I would like to for Millie. And I don't know if that'd be the case if I had multiple kids. Which also just goes back to just wanting to give Millie every opportunity that I'm able to as her dad, you know, wanting to provide everything that she needs. Like, I, you know, realistically probably wouldn't be able to send Millie to the art school she's going to, which is not the end of the world, you know. She could go to a different school and all, but she got into one of the best art schools in the country, and I'm overjoyed that between her partial scholarship and savings that we set aside when she was young and money that I'm supplementing with now, that she's able to go to that school, you know? Because of her hard work to get accepted into that school and to get a partial scholarship, I'm able to supplant that and support it. And that's a very proud feeling. You know, you work your ass off most of your life, and you tell yourself it's for your family, you know? To provide for your family, to give them opportunity, and then when that opportunity arises and you're able to take advantage of it, it's that's pretty awesome. My parents were 40 and 41 when I was born. I don't mind having old parents, but now my mom is dead and I'm only 28, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Malignant. That's terribly sad. It sucks. I lost my dad at 36, which is not 28. You know, I had my dad for 8 more years, but it's heartbreaking. Millie is a photographer. Millie is into, she goes to school for photography. And I think that she wants to probably work in the fashion world, in fashion photography. But, you know, we'll see. Changes. College is about trying stuff. And so that's where she is right now. But, you know, who knows where creativity will pull her. Hello, Zetheusius. And now we all hug. And by us supporting you, we support Millie. That's true. That's true. I'd be lying if I said that part of why I do this wasn't because of Millie and because of a very expensive art school. This, whatever's going on here with the here's the door. Just stay here in front of the door. This fucking asshole. I hate you. I really hate that one. That bird head lady. I'm sure it's not a bird head, but that's what it looks like to me. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here for a minute and get some health. Christ almighty. Not a whole hell of a lot of health. Oh boy. It's a bird head? Okay, cool. Look like a bird head. Al Pacino's even yeah, I definitely didn't want to be an Al Pacino or a Alec Baldwin or a Larry King. My dad was 57 and my mom was 37, and they were both gone when I was in my 20s. Yeah, that's fucking terrible. A lot of dead parent talk this week. Most of yesterday, too, it feels like. I'm gonna die. What if I don't die, though? What if I find health? Nope, I died. I was 30 when Millie was born. I feel like that's pretty solid age. was old. Like, my mom was, I think, 19 when she had me. 18 or 19, so I feel like 30 is pretty good. I was established-ish, you know? I'd lived enough of a life that I didn't feel like when I had to shift focus to being, you know, a parent, which, you know, changes your focus for the rest of your life. You now see the world differently and have different priorities and different responsibilities, and that never goes away and that never changes. And I think that's harder, probably harder to acclimate yourself to when you're younger, you know? Like, my mom did it at 19. That's crazy to me, but she also did it. And did a good job of it. But I'm glad I did it at 31. Or 30. Okay, there you go. Just keep running in circles. Get fucked, bird lady. Ooh, I'm getting hungry all of a sudden. I don't like how instantly hungry I get now that I'm getting older. It's weird for your body to start changing on you like that. Okay. Do we think we got them all now? It's gotta be close. Nobody else seems to be spawning. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Cute. Hold on for a second. Oh, I'm 50 and I feel like a child half the time. I don't know that that ever goes away. You just have to acknowledge at some point that even though you don't feel particularly with it or smart or ready for stuff that you can see right here, your kills and secrets. That's awesome. You just have to trust that the years that you've put on have resulted in some form of knowledge and experience. Getting older is mandatory. Growing up is not. When do you think you started devolving your voice? I don't know what that means. Maybe you could elucidate for me. Developing. Oh. I was confused by the devolving thing. I was like, maybe I am devolving my voice. What does that mean? Developing my voice. Well, now I realize I don't know what that means any more than devolving my voice. What do you mean by developing my voice, if you don't mind me asking? Puberty? I'll be honest. I don't really remember going through puberty. Assholes behind me. How did I know? Okay. So, developing my voice. I guess when do you start working on your more performance self, working on you in front of the camera? Well, okay. Let me think about that for a second and give you an honest answer. So when we started Rooster Teeth, most of my life I wanted to be a writer. I never wanted to be an on-camera talent. And when I was growing up, it really didn't exist, right? There was stand-up comedy and there was acting. There was music. I wasn't going to be I'm tone deaf. But there was stand-up comedy and there was acting. I never saw or desired to participate in stand-up comedy or acting. I never had a desire to be an actor, film or stage or any of that. I just wanted to write, and I wanted to make. You'd be wrong, Raz. Other than plays with your cousin in front of your parents, and they suffer through it, So being a voice actor for Red vs. Blue was weird, but I just had to be me. Like, the difference between Griff and Geoff was very minimal, Griff was lazier than I was and had no work ethic. That was about it. And it's very easy to pretend like I don't have a work ethic because everybody's inclination is not to work, right? And as I guess that developing my voice would be more just discovering how I wanted to be creative. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a novelist. I wanted to write novels. I wanted to be Charles Bukowski and William S. Burroughs and Dash Hammett and Ernest Hemingway. You going to work? He's in here with me. I love you. Have a great day. You look beautiful. I'll see you tonight. That was my wife. And then just kind of naturally, like I was writing zines. I was doing online zines. I was physical zines and then online zines, interviewing bands. And I always felt funny. Like, I always felt like one of the funniest people in a room. I was a class clown. I was pretty good at making myself laugh, which was mostly my goal when I was younger. And then, I don't know, man. It just I saw the opportunity to do Achievement Hunter because I felt I was into achievements and there just wasn't a resource for it. And so when I started to make that resource, it made sense to inject personality into it. And personality for us was comedy and being funny and trying to make each other laugh. And so I started to express myself that way in Achievement Hunter, and slowly over time, it took me a long time to realize Then we did RT shorts, and I acted in those, but I never particularly enjoyed it, to be honest with you. It was never my desire. I had okay time doing it, you know? I'm not mad at doing it, but it wasn't my passion, and it wasn't what I was super into. And that's why I never really pursued it. You didn't see me in Laser Team, or I had a very small cameo in Bloodfest, but you didn't see me, you know, I never tried to be in a lot of the live action stuff. And then I never, because I didn't really enjoy acting, I was never in Ruby, for instance. I never wanted to be in Ruby. I never asked to be in Ruby. I don't think I ever auditioned for anything. I did audition for one role in Gen X. What was it called? Genlock, because I thought that would be kind of cool to be on TV, but I didn't get it. Anyway, and so I always just kind of like, I did Griff because it was me, and then I did Achievement Hunter and Let's Play because it was me, and then slowly over time, I learned that what I really wanted to do was be Howard Stern. It was the most influential thing in my life. And I never thought about being on radio or being, you know, I never thought about being Howard Stern. I just appreciated it. But when I realized I had the opportunity and I had created kind of via osmosis almost a very Howard Stern-like environment to create in an Achievement Hunter, it kind of dawned on me that I was intuiting this without really thinking about it, and then that helped me slowly peel back the onion of my desire and what I actually wanted to do. And as it became clearer to me, my focus became stronger. It took me a long time. It's very kind of you to say, Leo Panda, and I know there's a lot of Howard Stern hate from a lot of people, especially younger generations, but the guy did and still does some pretty amazing stuff, and I wouldn't have a career in the way that I do if it weren't for him. And most of the stuff that, it's funny to me because most of the stuff that people liked about Achievement Hunter was pretty inspired by Howard Stern and the Howard Stern show. And a lot of people would say, like, Howard Stern sucks, and then they would point out things they love about Achievement Hunter, and I'd be like, well, that's just my bad version of Howard Stern. You just don't realize how similar the Howard Stern show and Achievement Hunter is, you know? Loopy Lupe. And yeah, so it just like, and then once the podcast thing hit, then that's kind of when it all, like up until then, I was just trying to do stuff that was interesting and keep the balls in the air. And it was fun to have ideas. Like being creative is great, and having ideas for new Achievement Hunter shows and stuff, that sustained me for a long time, coming up with like Horse and Fails of the Week and Go and Versus and Age Presents and Five Facts and like just all those fucking shows that we did. That sustained me for a long time, and that was enough. And then as that started to wane and become less satisfying to me, and I started to feel like video games, which is funny because here we are playing video games again. I started to feel like video games were a crutch, and I wanted to exist outside of video games. Like at that point, I'd started with Red vs. Blue. I'd gone from making like music zines to Red vs. Blue to Achievement Hunter, and my entire life was wrapped up in video games, which I liked a lot, but I didn't like them as much as people thought I did, and I never anticipated making a career out of video games. And then I felt really burdened by them and saddled to them, and like I couldn't break free. It's why I wanted to do like Between the Games and that kind of stuff, and AWU and all that shit. And then getting to do Haunter and Last Laugh and all those shows, Hardcore Monopoly, Weird Place, was another great creative exercise, and taught me what I was capable of on a larger scale. You know, bigger thinking, bigger budgets. But it also taught me I don't really want to do it. I don't want to be on a movie set. I loved Haunter. I don't want to be a set with 30 people ever again. It's just too much. It's too much. And it's just not satisfying, ultimately. I would much rather sit in a room with 3 people and come up with an idea and then present that idea to the world instantly and raw, you know, or as close as you can. And so it was like a very long 20-year process to discover my voice, I guess, would be a really long, rambling way of answering that question. But I would say it probably started at 14 or 15, and I wasn't there until I was 45. We did go through hell filming hardcore mini golf. That was rough. That was one of the only times I yelled at somebody on set. One of like 2 times in my career, I think I yelled at somebody I liked, and I felt bad about it afterward. But yeah, I yelled at somebody on Haunter, and I yelled at somebody on mini golf. I think it's maybe the only 2 times outside of the Achievement Hunter room where I definitely yelled at people a couple times there. Eric was great in hardcore mini golf. He really endeared himself to me in that. You know what I mean, though? It's like it's just like an evolution. I wish I could say it was clearer to me. Like Howard Stern knew at 5 years old he wanted to be a radio DJ, and then he spent his entire life working toward that. I knew very early on I wanted to be creative. I wanted to be a writer, I thought, and then my career took me in a direction where it was easier to be creative in other ways, and I found those ways to be more fulfilling than writing and more challenging. And here we are. That 9/11 show, Howard Stern show, is pretty insane. During a regulation stream a while back, you guys mentioned that you don't do impromptu streams in part because you don't know what to do with the VODs, and there doesn't seem to be a desire to make a third YouTube channel. As someone who watched your Boltgun episode on YouTube VOD channel, I'm grateful you do as you prefer their video player to Twitch. Oh, yeah. I archive all these streams on YouTube. I think I got a couple I need to do still, but yeah, I do archive all these on YouTube. Gives me a couple bucks, which is nice. Oh, it was just I was mad about inefficiency on both, and that's part of why I shouldn't be on big sets. I don't like the speed of live action. I don't like the pacing of live action. It's just quicksand to me. I can't do it. Those are like Bernie and Matt desires and ideas, the movies and the big shows and stuff. I leave that to the guys with bigger appetites. Mark says, Geoff, how many business lunches have you sat through that you knew were abjectly wastes of everyone involved's time? Mark, for a really long time. The back half of Rooster Teeth, when we were more involved with traditional Hollywood, and I had to be a part of that, was exhausting. And I would say it took years off my life. I spent about a year and a half, me and this guy Ryan Hall, who worked at Rooster Teeth then, spent about a year and a half pitching shows, going and sitting in the conference room at, Discovery or TLC or with WME or at Netflix or wherever, and pitching Haunter or a cryptid version of Haunter. You pitch Haunter and they'd love it, and then they'd give you feedback 4 days later and be like, we love it, we love you, we love the cast, but we don't want ghosts. We don't want ghosts right now. Could you reorient the show to be about cryptids? And you're like, sure. And then you go back and then you revise and you sit in a room for a week and you figure out how to rework the show on a whiteboard with with Ryan, in this case, Hall, and figure it all out. And then you go back to Discovery and you go back to TLC and you go back to Netflix and you go back to Amazon and you go back to Comedy Central and you go back to Endemol and you go all these places, and then you pitch the cryptid show, and then they like that, and then they want to make some changes, so you make some changes and you resubmit it, and then they are on the fence about it, and then they lose budget, and then they put you on the back burner, and then you try again in 6 months, and you just go from room to room to room, getting close and being told how great you are and how they'd hire you, like, you're awesome, but we just don't need ghosts, or We love your guys, but we just, you know, and it just like, it was, and I did that for a couple of years, and that really, really soured me on all of it. Really fucking wore me out. Because in the meantime, I'm sitting in a fucking conference room in some tall building in New York City, away from my family and away from Achievement Hunter or Let's Play or whatever the case may have been at the time, not making content so that I can sit here and be told maybe by some people and then go home and then be behind on making the content, you know? Yeah. Ryan Hall was he was our head of development. He was a Hollywood guy who worked at Rooster Teeth for years. He was the reason. He was the guy who got the. I think he works for YMH now, but he was the guy who got the Shark Week immersion done. That was him, I think. Him and Bernie got that off the ground. He was just one of the people behind the scenes at Rooster Teeth. There were so many people at Rooster Teeth that I worked with very closely that you guys never saw or never heard of or never knew who they were. You know, for every on-camera person at Rooster Teeth, the last 10 years, there were 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 off-camera people working very hard, doing very important work, not getting credit from the public because, you know, they weren't public-facing. Took a lot of people to keep that thing afloat. A little hidey hole down here. Don't mind if I do. Did you see the streamer did a 24-hour tag live stream? No. I worked production for a small indie film a couple years ago, and it was very exciting and cool experience. I knew, though, after production wrapped 3 weeks later that I enjoyed it, but it would have been way too much to maintain regularly. We had a similar experience on set as well. Yeah, it's just not for me. Some people thrive in it. Some people love it. Guys like Bernie and Matt fucking love being on set. It is their speed. Chris Damaris loves being on set. Blaine loves being on set. I'm just different. I don't have different. I just have, I don't know. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. The person who does the accounting or something like that on RT probably isn't the same person who wants to be on camera. Sometimes they are the same person, and that can create conflict and problems within the company. But for the most part, yeah. And also, there's not a person who did accounting for Rooster Teeth. There were like 6. It was a team. You know, there was a point in time when Rooster Teeth had about 400 employees. This is the exact mission that this game jumps the shark. An individual space marine should not be able to take down a greater demon like a Lord of Change. Well, Mark, I don't know that I'm going to be able to take down the Lord of Change. We'll have to see. It shocks me how good of a director Chris Damaris is because he's so all over the place. He just has too many ideas for his mouth. Chris Damaris is pure creativity, and he has trouble translating it verbally, I think. I think I've said this before, but, you know, I dealt with a lot of pitch decks at Rooster Teeth, a lot of one sheets and a lot of pitch decks, and I don't think that guy got enough credit because you guys never saw any of it, obviously, behind-the-scenes stuff once again, but Chris Damaris, hands down, makes the best pitch decks I've ever seen. He is so good for being so bad communicating in so many ways. He is so good at translating an idea onto paper in a pitch deck. Really, Really good at it. I was always a joy to read his pitch decks. Madman at face value, yeah. I don't remember how I stumbled upon Rooster Teeth or AH. I think I found a random Let's Play one day about 15 years ago and just kept watching. Well, thank you for doing that, Greeky Floorboards. What would I have done instead of the Hollywood stuff? I would have done the Hollywood stuff. I didn't know I didn't like it. I didn't know it wasn't for me until I tried it. I was so excited and allured. The first time we got a TV deal for Red vs. Blue, which, by the way, we had three different TV deals for Red vs. Blue throughout the years that never went anywhere. Yeah, I don't think I would have done anything differently. I think everything happened for a reason. And most of the decisions that were made sense at the time. They didn't end up being, some of them didn't end up being the right decisions, or it could be argued whether they were or not, you know? Perspective, time and perspective allow for some introspection in that way, but you know, every decision that people made at Rooster Teeth for Rooster Teeth was for the best of Rooster Teeth at the time. Nobody had a crystal ball, you know? I was in an attic working on an air conditioner and was waiting for someone to turn on the system, and the breaker panel had nothing to do for a few minutes, so I went on Twitch and found someone to listen to as a background noise, and this guy Eric happened to be streaming some wrestling game. And that's how Mark found us. I love that. I remember in college, some head of some guy's organization would end all emails with lads and gents. Oh, that's cute. All right, let's fuck this dude up. Or get fucked up. We'll see. Either way. Well, apparently they found me. I wonder if these guys will spawn infinitely or if there is a finite number. You know what I mean? Hey! Not looking good. Let's get the fuck out of here. They found my secret hidey hole. Could use more health. I'd like more health, please. Ah, there we go. 20 health, I'm set. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of these assholes that are just hard to kill on their own, regardless of this fucking boss. I think I was just standing there watching, not fighting. Fucking everywhere. Alright, I know that there's good health up there. There's big health up there, which is nice. But I got health here too. 50 health. Oh, I'm fucking set. Bring on the bad guys. I don't like those things. They're gross. They're creepy and gross. I don't like them. Uh-oh. Hit the health. Hit the health. Hit the health. All right. Well, let's take our 200 health and go hide somewhere where we can stay alive for a little bit. And fight them as they come down. Geoff, you're going to hurt Zine's feelings. Well, what'd I do? My birthday's in June. I remember watching RVB for the first time in 2009. Yeah, he does seem to be summoning, right? I'd probably just go up and face him. Man to man. Ah, that was it. That was the Lord of Chain. That was 50 gamer score to beat that little loser. I can't believe you guys were worried about that. What an easy fight. This baby stuff. Really? You want to fight more? Here we go. How are we? Was it here? 99% of kills, 2 of 6 secrets. This is the end of the level, right? So there may be one other enemy around here somewhere that I haven't killed because I'm only at 99%. Any other enemies anywhere? Also only 2 of 6 secrets, but less concerned about that. Okay, well, try as I might, I'm not seeing anybody left to kill. I guess we'll just let that one live till he can tell his friends about what he saw this day. Now entering Sanctum Magistratum. All right, let's see how far we are. Are we in chapter 2 yet? No. So we have one. We're at the last chapter, or the last section of chapter 1. All right, I'm okay with that. This is so bright. Let me turn that down. Okay. Not bad. Not a bad little morning. Played 2 chapters. I I gotta stop saying that. We played 2 sections of a chapter. I'll hang out with you guys for another 10 minutes or so. If anybody has any questions. If I missed anything you guys wanted me to answer, let me know now. I was pretty focused on killing heretics, or maybe being a heretic. I'm still not clear on whether I'm a heretic or not. Dave the Diver's going well. I'm not playing it right now because I wanted to get through Boltgun for Mark, but I'll probably switch back and forth between the 2. So I might play. I won't be streaming tomorrow because of the podcast, but next time I stream, I might stream Dave. Or maybe I'll just finish up chapter 1. We'll see. Looks like the Gerpler video with how bright Geoff is. I don't know what the problem with that was. I don't know what Gavin's issue was there. Would I play Five Nights at Freddy's to scare Emily? I've never played that game. I don't think it's a very good game. I think there's probably better games to play to scare Emily. I'd play like Amnesia or one of those games maybe to scare her. What do you think the scariest game is? When is the next Emily Peggle stream? I don't know. We don't really plan them. Typically, she's free on Monday nights, so maybe it'd be next Monday night. Hey, Gamer Family Dad. I am in good health. Thank you. I hope you're in good health as well. Well, us dads got to stick together. PT, no. I think that's too weird. I think just a straight scary horror game would do well. Does the Kuzler match the Gerpler with the new mix? I genuinely don't. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was just a regular Kuzler. Is there a game coming out soon that you're really looking forward to? No. I don't really know. I'm off the video game news, so I don't really know what's coming out. GTA 6 sometime next year, I guess. I'll be excited about that. What about Emily Wants to Play? That's interesting. That's an interesting idea. Not Dead Space. No. A game, more like a first-person horror investigation type game, you know? Like a Layers of Fear style game, maybe, but less campy, you know? Outlast was scary. Amnesia is scary. Dead Space is too... Well, first off, Emily doesn't like space problems. So Emily would be immediately turned off because it takes place in space. She doesn't want anything to do with science fiction. So that's a non-starter out the gate. I showed her Resident Evil 7 or 8, whatever the swampy one was, and she did not enjoy that. Yeah, once again, Dead Space is a non-starter because it has space in it. I don't know how much clearer I can be. If it's science fiction in any way, she's not interested. Those are space problems. Emily does not trade in space problems. She doesn't want to shoot stuff. She doesn't want to play. She's just going to watch me play. She doesn't like anything with it. She doesn't like fantasy or science fiction or superhero. It's got to be grounded in reality. Event Horizon's a great film. She's not going to play a game. She's not going to play an FPS. Or she can't. She doesn't. It doesn't work for her. She's played 2 games. She played Animal Crossing and Peggle, and that's about all she wants to play. Like that game we played Monday night, she wouldn't have played it. She was just happy to sit and watch and be immersed in it with me. She didn't grow up forming that small motor control. She did not. Yeah. Still Wakes the Deep. She watched me play. And it was a little too weird for her. She does not like Stardew Valley. She thinks it's ugly. She doesn't like pixels. Look, you guys are going to try to crack a code that you're not going to crack. Dredge is No. 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 OG Silent Hill doesn't look good enough to be scary to her. Has to be a current generation, realistic looking first person game is all I'm looking for. Nothing with guns. Think of like Until Dawn would be a better example of a game that I'm looking for here. I had her play Power Wash Simulator the other day. She wasn't crazy about the controls. Visage, Phasmophobia. See, there you go. These are options. These are, I don't know what Visage is. I'm gonna look that up real fast. I also get very little time with her in front of a Xbox to record, and so I have to make it count. Amnesia has been mentioned yet. Amnesia and Outlast are the two that I'm considering the most heavily, but we'll see what this is all about. This could be good. Or like Gone Home, a game like that, you know? The Dark Pictures anthology and The Quarry, I tried to get her to watch The Quarry, and she was pretty bored with it. So I don't know that she would... I don't know that the Dark Pictures anthology games are good enough, you know? This looks good. This is what I'm talking about right here. Sad Square. Layers of Fear. Maybe. I did like Layers of Fear. Last of Us is a first person or even third person action. She's not. No, that's not what. No. What you're looking at right here is exactly what I'm talking about. An exact kind of game that she would allow me to play in front of her and scare her with. Why are we trying to scare her exactly? I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun. She's not going to be interested by a lot, so I have to play to things that will amuse or interest her or scare her, right? And something like this would work. Probably. Oh, you can't see my screen. God damn it. I was just watching the trailer for Visage. Sorry. She doesn't like pixels. She hates pixels. Yeah. Visage was looking good, though. Yeah, a guy in a red hat can be pretty fucking scary depending on what the red hat is, right? This brand of hat is called like 47, and it has like a 47 on the side there, which bugs me because of the connotation. So I had Emily pick the 7 off of all the hats, so that it just says 4. She's not fickle. It's not fickle at all, Mark. She just isn't a gamer and knows what she likes. Yeah. She knows what she likes, and she's pretty confident in what she likes, and I appreciate that she gives me the parameters to work with there, you know? These are just the best fitting hats for me. She would not be into Bloodborne. Wrong kind of game. I mean, also, I'll probably just have her play Peggle. You know, she likes playing Peggle. I just, yeah, it's a Detroit Red Wings hat. I just, That's fine. Peggle's fine. It's fun to watch her play Peggle. I like watching her get into something and be scared by it. It's cute. How many hats do you think I have? Do I think I have 20, maybe? I don't think she'd like the back rooms. She watched me play a liminal space game, and she thought it was pretty boring. 47 and a red hat, uncanny. I know. That's why it says 4 now. See? Just 4. Pick the 7 out. Emily would not. I don't want to get her into Gyms of War. It's overwhelming, that game. I wouldn't even know where to start. Your hockey team got called the most irrelevant sports team in America by Bill Simmons. Are you a Blue Jackets fan by any chance? Isn't that who it was? Yeah, she would definitely hate Final Fantasy. The word fantasy is in it. That's a non-starter. I don't think she's... Yeah, I know what you mean, Mark. I just don't think fickle's the right... I think she's just... confident. She's just focused in on what she likes. She knows herself very well. She would hate a visual novel. Newbie Elites, thank you so much. She's specific. There you go. And also, whatever I'm going to get, like whatever it is, she's going to play it or see it for 1 hour of her life. So is the first hour awesome? Does it pack a lot in the first hour? Because if it doesn't, if it's a slow burn, if it takes a while to get to, like Alien Isolation, which A, she wouldn't watch because it's aliens. B, she wouldn't watch it because it's space. But C, the first 2 hours of that game, nothing happens. And I would lose her well before. Prey, no. Prey's not right, but I appreciate the recommendation. Blueprints, I don't... She watched me play that a little bit. I don't think it really did much for her. Yeah, I think Outlast. Yeah, she's played Mario. We play a little bit of Mario Party from time to time. No space, no aliens, and no fantasy really taps out my well of ideas. I hear you. I hear you. That's why I watch a lot of reality TV. Well, there's nothing scary about Donkey Kong. Telltale Walking Dead game would be too ugly and janky for her, and she doesn't like The Walking Dead. Those aren't space problems, but they're close. Love Island Australia, I haven't started yet, Slutrot, but I'm close. I'm gonna start it. I'm really excited to start it. I've been following along on Reddit, so I kind of know a little bit about what's going on. I just haven't gotten around to it. Every time I go to Hulu to watch it, I see Mormon Housewives, and I'm reminded I got to watch that first. Still Wakes the Deep. She already watched me play. I played it in the living room, and she got bored with it real fast. Didn't know you were streaming. Been a fan since the original Reverse Blue episodes. So I wanted to drop in and say happy to see you. Thank you so much, Golden Boy. It's good to see you as well. Hello, Rizalo Mukal. I've never seen Dispatch. With superheroes, she would hate it. She hates superheroes. Aren't you the guy from Rooster Teeth? I am, Slushy. Thank you. What about Little Nightmares? I'm not familiar with it. Silent Hill 2 remake, yeah, I think it'd be too weird. But maybe. If it looked good. See you, Malignant. Have a good day. Pokemon? I hope not. I don't want her. I don't want her to like that. Then it'd be in my world. I'd have to deal with it. Oh no. Oh no. Valiant. You gotta be careful. Little Nightmares is fun, but I think it would be too weird for her. Yeah. She just likes stuff that's grounded in reality, you know? Good to be caught, Eldritch. Good to be caught. For all of you that are popping in to say hi for the first time, it's great to see you. I am sad to tell you that I'm going to be logging off here in a few minutes. This is very into my stream, but know that I stream every Monday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. here. And then on Fridays from 4 to 5:01 p.m., we stream. The whole group streams on the Regulation Podcast Twitch channel, the Regulation Pod. You should check that out. If you're like, oh, Geoff, I didn't know you were still making content. What have you been up to? The day Rooster Teeth ended, Gavin and I started our new company, Regulation. And we make a podcast, and we make gameplay videos, and we do everything we did at Achievement Hunter, but better. So we have a Patreon, patreon.com/theregulationpod. Go to regulatreon.com to see all the links. We have 2 YouTube channels, one for gameplay, one for the podcast and live action. Love it if you checked it out. Regulation Pod is the best thing I've ever participated in. You added it to your phone calendar reminders. I showed her Resident Evil 7, and she was not into it. Years ago, I showed it to her. You love the Advent content? Thank you so much, newbie. I appreciate that. Yeah, we it's our second Christmas and the second time we've done it, but for January 1st to the 24th, we release a special piece of Advent content for the community for free every day. So we created 24 extra pieces of content over the last 4 months that we're releasing once a day as a thank you for the support, free to all on our Patreon. So today is the 10th of December, so there are 10 pieces of content, extra pieces of content you can go watch right now. You just got to go to the Patreon to do it, but it is free. Is that Detroit Almost Human or whatever? I never saw that. Detroit Become Human. Sci-fi. Fears and FPS. Best time of the year to be a Regulation Pod fan. Thank you so much. We did a series in Fear years ago called Panics. I'm intimately familiar with Fear, and it would not be a good game. I don't know about Soma. It's actually awesome to hear that you and Gavin started another company. I was sad to see RT close as it was a staple of my childhood, but all chapters end and another begins. That's true. Yeah, and Regulation's going strong. We're going on a year and a half now and doing better than ever. Shockingly good, all things considered. Makes me wish we'd have left Rooster Teeth years ago. Not really. Dante's Inferno, she would fucking hate that, but that is a good game. Jack was a big fan of that game when it came out. He really liked it. Emily is never going to control a character in the third or first person like that. She can handle Animal Crossing top-down. She did okay with Disney Starlight Valley, but that's about it. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the Mikey Fredo channel, you should check that out too. Basically, everybody who made content at Rooster Teeth when the company shut down started a new venture to make content. Michael and Jordan and Eric and Nick have 100% Eat. They spun that off into a new company. Alfredo and Mikey took the Dog Bark channel, and they have Mikey Fredo. I think a lot of their content they make is on Patreon, though. A bunch of Funhouse stuff spun off, like Astro Goblin. I know James and Elise are doing a lot of writing work. James does a lot of wrestling. I'm overwhelmed with ex-employees and trying to remember where they all went. Everybody's doing stuff. Everybody's doing stuff in some way or another. How good is Emily at typing? I don't think good, but I don't know. Bruce and Lawrence got their old channel back. I think they're doing stuff on Inside Games or whatever. Miles and Carrie are doing backwards, or Miles and Kyle, sorry, do backwards compatible. I think Carrie's still involved with Ruby. the old RT podcast they're doing, they continued with, I think, boyfriend material. How good am I at typing? Pretty good. I'm pretty good. Oh, yeah. Fuck, man. I forgot about Stinky Dragon. Yeah, the Stinky Dragon's going strong with Gus and a lot of people from RT. Blaine and Barb and Chris and John and Gus and Micah and Ben Ernst are all doing Stinky Dragon full-time. That's a company. They're killing it. Bernie and Ashley have Morning Somewhere, which is a daily podcast. I haven't heard much about Gus. Are you still in contact with him? Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He is doing Stinky Dragon. He's the DM of that show, which is a full-fledged production company that is supporting them all. Trevor and Alfredo have Red Web still. Forgot about that one. That's great. Everybody's still doing stuff. Everybody's got their own little terrorist cell of comedy that they're working on. Good Morning from Hell is back. That's another good one. Yeah, Chris and Blaine brought Good Morning from Hell back. That's true. And yes, and Emily, my wife, and Eric's wife, and our really good friend Burndog, who made the metal shirt for Regulation, his wife, they have a podcast called Clutch My Pearls. That's doing really well. That's a book talk podcast. I have So All Right, my own personal podcast that comes out every Tuesday. Oh, there's a House of the Dead style. Typing House of the typing. What is it? Typing of the Dead or whatever. That's cool, Mark. Going great. It's Fumbles Yo. Phone's going fucking nuts. Makes me so happy to see everyone going strong. You and Jack were my favorite personalities, so it was nice to see to check in with you today. Hell yeah. Hope you have a great day too. Jack's still doing well too. He has a YouTube channel. He streams on occasion, but he uploads Minecraft or Stardew Valley. I think he's been doing daily, and then he works for a video game company, and they just launched a game not too long ago. Anma came back as Good Morning Gustavo for a while. Yeah, not to spoil it, but we did. Anma was a show I did, a podcast I did at Rooster Teeth at the end, and when Rooster Teeth ended, we got the rights to that, and we rebranded it, and we kept going. We did 2 seasons of it, but then we ended it. Horror mod for Peggle. Eric definitely didn't kill it off. He would have kept it going forever. Gus and I equally killed it off. See you later, Crimson Shade. Gus and I were just done. Just done. Just ready to be friends. We've been working together for 25 years or some shit at that point. I'm just ready to stop and be friends. Also, he's fucking slammed with... I know I joke about how little he works, but he's slammed with Stinky Dragon. That is a lot of work, and I'm beyond slammed with Regulation and So All Right. And so it just like... It was the podcast was an excuse to hang out anyway, and we didn't need the excuse. We can just hang out. How nice is it to hang out with your homies without the pressure of content hanging over your heads? Doesn't really exist that way. In theory, it'd be great. But Gus and I don't ever really hang out. We text, but it's not like we're hanging out a lot to begin with. We've been friends for 100 years, so it's not like we're going to go to lunch on a Wednesday that often. And if we did, I'd probably talk about content. It's an addiction. I don't know. The idea is that you get to hang out and be friends, but in practice, I don't know. Even with I see Jack and Trevor probably the most outside of regulation, and even then, it ends up talking about their content or our content, you know. Jeremy, Matt, Jack, BK, and Alfredo all stream every so often on Twitch. I think Jeremy and Matt stream fucking daily. They're full-time streamers. Also Ray. Jeremy, Matt, and Ray stream a ton. That's somebody I've been hanging out with a fair amount. Ray, out of the blue, weirdly. We just reconnected this year, and we've been going out to dinner. We went out to dinner last week, I think. It's weird how, life takes you in different directions, and then every once in a while, not often, but every once in a while, you reconnect again. Ray and I have reconnected. It's been really cool. Is he still moving out of Texas? You'd have to ask him. Not that I'm aware of. He seems pretty happy, but I can't speak for him. I wouldn't know. Wow, thanks. I'm happy for you too, Mukal. Can I test my copy paste of the regulation socials? Of course. He doesn't shout, let's hang. Usually his wife and my wife make plans, and then we also show up. Oh, man. I think Ray said they're delaying the move partly because of house prices are wacky these days. Yeah, I don't know. I know they were doing some work on their house, so I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. But once again, I can't speak for Ray and Tina. I saw Spirit Box and Periphery last week. Well, I should probably fuck off. I gotta go edit another episode. Actually, I gotta edit 2 episodes of So All Right. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I will not be on tomorrow morning because of the podcast. Gotta focus on that. But I'll be back on Friday at 4 p.m. till 5:01, best time of the week on the Regulation Pod Twitch channel. So hopefully I will see you there. Thanks for another morning of sipping coffee and waking up together. Love you all dearly. See you next time. Take care.